2 years, the Indiana General Assembly adopts a budget for the state of Indiana. For the current budget term, the state is spending over $58 billion on programs including health care, education, transportation, and economic development. A paltry 1% of the state budget is allocated to conservation and the environment, representing the budgets for the Indiana Department of Environmental Management and the Department of Natural Resources. For 2015, this equates to about $47 per person spent to ensure that Hoosiers have a healthy environment, to provide outdoor spaces for recreation, and to sustain our native wildlife, forests, lakes, and rivers. The Department of Environmental Management and Indiana DNR have taken 10% and 15% cuts, respectively, over the last 2 budget cycles. These agencies currently operate on bare minimum budgets due to the recent recession and reduced state tax revenues. This has left both agencies operating without adequate staff for inspections, compliance, or environmental quality monitoring. In addition, funding for the Indiana Heritage Trust has been cut, leaving many worthy conservation projects unfunded. In the 2015 to 2017 budget, both the Department of Environmental Management and the Department of Natural Resources are facing additional cuts, a 4% cut for IDEM and a 1.4% cut for DNR, making an already precarious situation for environmental oversight even worse. The effects of these chronic budget cuts are now very evident. For example, the Department of Environmental Management is at a 10-year low in staffing, limiting its ability to perform critical tasks such as water quality monitoring. The Department of Natural Resources has over 200 staff vacancies, a 15% vacancy rate, and does not have sufficient funding to maintain and repair its buildings and facilities on state properties, such as state parks and recreation areas, and has fewer field personnel who provide important habitat protection and land management advice to private landowners. A further concern is the insufficient state investment in public transit, which has been flat for years and was facing a 3% cut for the 2015 to 2017 biennium. However, the House of Representatives has modestly increased transit funding, a $1.7 million increase over the governor's budget for 2016, and a $4.7 million increase in 2017. This amount is divided among 65 local transit agencies who are facing rising costs of fuel and operations, as well as increased demand for their service. Since late 2013, the Pence administration has provided funding for the Chicago to Indianapolis Hoosier State Passenger Rail Service in partnership with the communities along the route, and is now seeking a longer-term agreement with Amtrak and Iowa Pacific to continue and improve this vital transportation service. The House of Representatives has passed their version of the budget bill, known as House Bill 1001. The Hoosier Environmental Council recommends that the final budget include $2.5 million for the Indiana Heritage Trust and $1 million a year for Clean Water Indiana. Maintains the Department of Environmental Management and DNR budgets at their 2013 to 2015 budget levels. Increases to $60 million a year the annual state funding for public transit, and keeps the $3 million in annual state funding for the Hoosier State Rail Service that the House of Representatives added in the budget bill. Robust, well-funded environmental and conservation programs not only protect Hoosiers' health and provide for outdoor recreation opportunities and conservation of our native ecosystems, but also contribute to our economic well-being. Quality of life, which includes community amenities such as clean air and water, parks, trails, walkable neighborhoods, and mass transit, is a key factor in business location decisions and for young professionals deciding where to live and work. Tourism and outdoor recreation contribute over $10 billion a year to our economy and employs thousands of Hoosiers. Instead of its current status as a low priority, Environmental and conservation funding should be considered an essential investment for Hoosiers' well-being and economic future.